Well, if it's mid-May and we're getting close to Memorial Day, you know what time of year that is on the Carolina sports calendar. That means Tar Heel women's lacrosse is starting to beat their way through the NCAA tournament.
Time.
This year, no exception. Livi Lawton is here from Carolina women's lacrosse. Got 2 big wins this weekend. Livi, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Tar Heels had to come back on Sunday against Richmond. What was the key to that comeback?
I think the key to the comeback was resetting at halftime. We struggled in the second quarter, and we came back. The whole season we've been trying to finish a game strong, and I think we did just that on Sunday. So it was really, really exciting to see.
Felt like that game got a little spicy. That game got a little spicy?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, my gosh. I knew it was going to be a hard game when we went into it because Richmond was a really good team. Their stats were even like #1 offense in the nation and #4 in draw controls or something. So we knew it was going to be a hard game going in. We just had to focus, and I knew we could do it. But yeah, it was exciting, and it did get spicy.
What's the line between spicy and just playing hard? Like, what's something someone does and you're like, that's a little much?
Yeah. Like on the other team?
Yeah.
Obviously, the Tar Heels
would never do that.
We are just good spicy. We are good spicy. I think, I don't know. That's a good question.
A little chatty?
Like,
does it get chatty out there?
Sometimes it gets chatty. I play defense, and sometimes the girls will like, hey, what's your day like? I'm like, what? I'm like, we're in the middle of a game. But they get chatty sometimes. Sometimes girls will not say nice things. It didn't happen against Richmond, but that's definitely happened before in my time at Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, so also during your time at Carolina, of course, Tar Heels undefeated national champions a year ago, had a lot of roster turnover. Is there a different mindset this year in this tournament from you guys? Because it feels like the last couple seasons, the Tar Heels were very much the hunted in these events. Is the mindset a little different this year?
I think we still are the hunted by other teams just because we are Carolina, and we consistently were #1 in the nation for a few years, and this year it's kind of been bumped down. But I do think that we still are the hunted, honestly. I don't know, we always bring it, and even though we've had 4 losses or something this season, it doesn't feel like that. I think it more so, I don't know, we always come out swinging when we need to. Like, we lost regular season games, and our first loss was Northwestern, I think, and we got in the locker room and I was like, it's fine. I'm like, we lost a game. That was my first loss, like, in a regular season game all of my Carolina career. So I was like, this is weird, but to the underclassmen, I'm like, it's fine. Like, we lost a regular season game. It's better to lose now than it is in the tournament.
Sure.
So I think getting those losses under our belt have really helped us to become better.
Yeah, let's also just make sure we put this in perspective when we're talking about the Tar Heels being a little down. They are the #4 national seed and 16-4 and in the NCAA quarterfinal round for the 20th consecutive year. So it's a relative term, Adam.
And still every other team that knows they have to play Carolina is like, oh boy.
Right.
For you individually, obviously last year's team lost a lot of personnel. You knew there was playing time available. But you also know everyone on this team was the best player they've ever seen when they arrived in Chapel Hill. How do you figure out the way to kind of navigate through that to the starting position that you have earned this year?
Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest thing coming into Carolina for any sport, because you're consistently that, like, best player on your high school team, your club team, and then you come here and everybody's just as good as you. So it's like the hustle plays, the IQ plays that you have really will set you apart from other people. And as a senior coming in, I know what they're looking for now, and I see it in the freshmen. I'm like, I know that you have it in you to play and be a starter on this team. So coming in as a senior, I haven't really had a starting position. I started like half the season last year, and then I didn't play much in the beginning of the season. And then coming into a starting role the end of the season has been like, it's been a dream, honestly. I feel like I finally found a confidence in myself that I know I can do it now, because I don't know, something came over me. I'm also a captain this season, so I feel like I finally found my voice and confidence in myself as a player, because obviously everybody has that confidence in high school, but it's hard to bring that, especially when you come into a team with people like Jamie Ortega, Emma Trenchard, Ali Mastriani. Like, those people are another level, and you're constantly trying to get there as a Carolina athlete.
What's the key to being a good defender? Like, I mean, if we need to bring a stick and I need to hit Adam, I'm happy to do so. So, like,
That's all you need.
Yeah, there we go. So
what's
important?
So our defensive coach, Phil Barnes, I thought that I was okay at defense before I came in here. I was horrible. He teaches us like a brand new way of playing defense, like things that you would never imagine, like your angles, like you're constantly, he puts out ladders that like show you your angle around like the 8-meter arc line. And it's just something that you would never think would go into a lacrosse game. Your footwork, he sends out footwork over the summer, and even over COVID, like when we couldn't find a field, I was doing footwork in my driveway. Like footwork is the main thing. He says, sometimes we play without sticks. So he really harps on, and Jenny really harps on using your footwork and not your stick. So half the time we'll play with like our stick behind our back, and in the fall especially, and just work on our feet, because if your feet aren't there, your stick isn't able to get there. Because you're not able to just like, it's not men's lacrosse. You're not able to like hit someone, although we would like to. But you can give a good shove every once in a while. But getting your feet there is the most important part to our defense.
It feels like a little like Coach Williams taking the rims down in old Carolina basketball practice. It's like, we're not even messing with that today.
Well, and I like how Livi was like, well, I thought I was okay. She was one of the best prep defenders in the country. Not the very best, but she was just okay. Now, our extensive research in talking to many sources has told us you may be inclined to play some pranks on some roommates. What are said pranks, or who are the most fun targets to get on the team?
Oh, most fun targets, in my house especially. Melissa Scanoni, she's fun to scare. We do a lot of pranks. Like one time, I think it was my sophomore year, I came home and they played a prank on me, and they took like everything out from my room and like lined it up from my door to my room, and I was like, and we're hiding in my room. So I was like, I was freaking out because I was scared. I'm like, who did this? And my roommates aren't home. So we also like, every once in a while, not every once in a while, all the time, we'll like hide behind a wall and scare each other. And we'll take videos, and we have like a compilation of all these videos. Yeah, I guess you could say I play a few pranks. I like to keep it light.
That would be a bold choice if you broke in and then lined up all of them.
I was like, who did that? Like, my roommates aren't here.
It feels a little weird.
I know.
Well, and commitment to hide in the room. Like, how did they know for sure what time you'd be back?
Yeah, that's right. It could have been there for hours.
They weren't able to scare me because I didn't go in. I sat on the couch for like the rest of the night. I was like, are you guys in my room or not? Like, I don't know where you guys are, but I'm not going in. Like, I'll sleep on the couch tonight.
Okay, we're down to 8 in the NCAA tournament. What's important in your mind here over hopefully the next 3 games for the Tar Heels?
Yes, I think building on what we started on Sunday and what was it, Friday against Sacred Heart. I think we had 2 very good games, and keeping that focus and momentum going is going to be really important for us. And I feel like we started clicking on attack almost. And Lauren Figueroa went in yesterday with, I think it was 4 minutes left, and was a game changer.
Yeah.
So I think Jenny and Marie and Phil also know to like keep it moving, keep it moving. If something's not working, we have the personnel on the bench that can go in and change a game. So I think keeping that in our pockets and knowing that we have these unscoutable players that can go in and make a difference. But I think just keeping the focus and keeping the momentum is going to be really important following.
No, I didn't want to cut you off. That's all right.
I didn't even know what I was going to say. I was going to say, I think following the next days.
That's a perfect way to end it. It's mid-May. Tar Heels going for another title. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.